My dear, precious soul, there are moments in this life, oh yes, there are moments, when the hallway feels so long. You've knocked, you've cried, you've twisted every knob that looked promising, and yet every door you tried seemed to echo back with silence. But I've come to tell you today, God will open the right door, so don't worry. My dear sweet child, let me tell you something that will settle your heart if you let it. Let me speak into the cracks of your spirit where the cold air of doubt tries to live. Just because something has not come to pass in the time you thought it should, just because the answer has not arrived, the call has not been returned, the door has not been opened, that does not mean it never will. Delay, my love, is not denial. You see, the human heart, it beats in rhythm with longing. We are born with hope stitched into the lining of our souls, and sometimes that hope grows heavy with time. It sits there in the waiting room of your life, watching the clock, wondering, how much longer must I sit here? You watch others get up and walk through their doors. Doors of opportunity, of love, of healing, of success. And you ask, what about me? Lord, but hear me now, what God has for you cannot be taken from you, not by time, not by man, not even by the waiting. When something is delayed, it does not mean it has been denied. Oh no, it means that heaven is still crafting something worthy of your journey. Some things take time, baby. Diamonds are not born in seconds. They are formed in darkness, under pressure, and over years. Trees don't sprout overnight. They stretch. They grow. They bend with the wind and break through the soil slowly. But when they rise, they offer shade. They offer fruit. They offer legacy. So when you find yourself in that place, the in-between place, the place where the prayer has been whispered but not answered, I urge you to resist the temptation to feel forgotten. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being refined. And oh, child, there is glory in the refining. There is a rhythm to God's movements, and it is not always in time with our own. We live by clocks, by calendars, by reminders and alarms. But God lives outside of all that. He speaks in seasons. He moves in eternity. And He knows that sometimes, to prepare a table for you, He's got to let you walk through the wilderness first. You cry, but Lord, it's taking too long. And I hear the Lord say, not so. I'm just making it last. For anything rushed is rarely rooted. Anything quick to bloom is quick to fade. Think back now. Think of all the times you thought you wouldn't make it. The nights you lay in your bed with tears soaking your pillow with no light in sight. Didn't joy come in the morning? Didn't peace come eventually? Didn't you stand up, brush yourself off, and walk a little stronger? That was God, child. That was grace in motion. And that same grace is working for you now, even when you can't see it, even when the silence of heaven is so loud it makes your bones ache. We are so quick to assume the worst when God is quiet. But silence is not absence. Sometimes silence is sacred. Sometimes God says nothing because He's doing everything. Sometimes the most powerful move of heaven is the one you can't see yet. So while you wait, wait with hope. Wait with wisdom. Wait with worship in your mouth and strength in your bones. Wait like you know your name is written on the palm of God's hand. Wait like a woman who knows her crown is coming, even if her head feels heavy now. And while you wait, don't count the minutes. Count the lessons. What is life teaching you in this delay? What strength is being built in the pause? What weeds are being pulled from your garden before the blessing comes? Because let me tell you something else. When God finally does open that door, when the thing you've prayed for finally arrives, when the season shifts and the light shines through, you will not only rejoice, you will understand. You will look back on the delay and say, thank you, Lord, for not giving it to me before I was ready. Some blessings require maturity. Some anointings are too heavy for immature shoulders. And so God says, not yet. Not to harm you, but to hone you. Not to hold it back, but to hold you together. So stop pacing the hallway like someone who's been abandoned. You have not been abandoned. You've been appointed. Appointed to wait in dignity. Appointed to wait with grace. Appointed to trust the timing of a God who's never been late. Wipe your tears, beloved. Pick up your courage. Delay is not denial. It is divine development, a holy stretching, a sacred molding. It's God saying, I love you too much to give you less than the very best. And when that door finally opens, oh, when it opens, you will not walk through timidly. No, baby, you will stride. You will walk through it like a woman who has survived fire, who has tasted bitter tears, but who still kept her hands lifted in praise. You will walk through it with your head high and your spirit steady, knowing the waiting was never wasted. Because every second, every silent day, every tear-soaked night, it was shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for what you were always meant to have. So don't let worry lie to you. Don't let fear steal from you. And don't you dare think God's delay is his denial. He's coming. Your door is coming. And baby, when it comes, it'll swing open wide, and it'll make sense why you had to wait so long. Oh, my dear soul, lean in close and let me speak softly to your spirit. Let me cradle your doubt and sorrow in the warmth of truth. For I know what it feels like to stand before a door that refuses to open. I know the ache of knocking with trembling hands, waiting for something, someone, to let you in. But what I want you to know, what I want your bones to remember long after my voice fades, is this: every closed door is not a curse. No, darling. Sometimes it is a covering. Sometimes that door is shut tight because God is saving you from what you cannot yet see. You see, we live in a world that teaches us to chase every opportunity, to run toward every invitation, to say yes to what sparkles and shines. But not all that glitters is gold, and not every door that looks good is good for you. Some doors, if they had opened when you begged, would have led you into storms you weren't strong enough to survive. Some people you prayed to keep would have broken your heart in places that healing might never reach. Sometimes God shuts a door not because he's punishing you, but because he's protecting you. That closed door may have looked like rejection, but it was actually God whispering, "Not this way, my child. I have better for you." It's hard to see it at the time. Oh yes, it's hard. Your heart wants what it wants, and when the door doesn't move, when the silence falls heavy, you feel forgotten. You feel small, you feel bruised by heaven's hush. But child, don't you know that love sometimes says no? A parent who truly loves their child doesn't give them everything they ask for. A mother won't let her baby touch the flame, even if the baby reaches out with innocent eyes. That's how God loves you. He sees the fire behind the door you want so badly, and he says, "Not this one. You'll thank me later, and you will. One day you will. You'll look back at that job you didn't get, and you'll breathe a sigh of relief. You'll think of that relationship you tried so hard to save, and you'll see how free you've become without it. You'll remember the plans that fell apart and realize they were never the true blueprint for your destiny. I want you to trust the shut door. Trust it the way you trust a stoplight that turns red when a car is coming. Trust it the way you trust a locked gate that keeps out danger. God is not in the business of playing games with your heart. He is not cruel. He is not careless. Every door he closes for a holy reason, even if you don't understand it yet. And sometimes, yes, the door is closed because the room is still being prepared. There's work being done behind the scenes, work you cannot see, blessings being assembled like puzzle pieces, carefully, precisely, with your name written across every one. And God won't let you in the room until it's ready, because he's not giving you scraps. He's not offering you leftovers. He's preparing a feast, a table, a destiny that fits you perfectly. So don't bang on that door, baby. Don't hurt your knuckles trying to force something that wasn't meant for you. Don't bruise your spirit in rooms you were never designed to occupy. Walk away from the doors that won't open and hold your head high. That is not defeat. That is discernment. You don't need to beg for what belongs to you. When God says yes, you won't have to push. You won't have to twist or shrink or pretend to be somebody you're not. When it's your door, it will open wide and you will walk through like royalty, because that's what you are. I know it's tempting to go back and knock again. I know it's tempting to try to understand why, but sometimes peace not from answers, but from acceptance. You must learn to say, if God shut it, I trust Him enough to leave it shut. That is the kind of faith that transforms pain into power. That is the kind of wisdom that will carry you through every season of disappointment and into the arms of divine protection. And let me say this too, babying, not every closed door is a forever no. Some are just not now. Some are meant for a later version of you. The stronger you, the wiser you, the more whole you. But you must trust the timing. You must trust that God is not just the doorkeeper. He is the architect. He knows the foundation. He knows which walls must come down. He knows what is behind every door. And He wants to lead you not into chaos, but into peace. You are not being punished. You are being preserved. You are being hidden from harm. You are being kept for something greater. Like a pearl in a shell, like a seed in the soil, you are not forgotten. You are growing in a place no one can see. Yet, so walk on, beloved. Don't mourn the doors that wouldn't open. Celebrate the courage it takes to trust God when you don't understand His ways. That is real faith. That is real strength. That is the mark of a soul who has matured beyond the hunger for quick answers. You are being guided by a divine hand, and that hand never makes mistakes. It opens what must be opened. It closes what must be closed. It leads you to green pastures, even if you must first walk through dry valleys. So tonight, lay your burdens down, exhale your worry, breathe in peace, and whisper to your own heart, if God closed the door, then it wasn't for me. I will not beg. I will not chase. I will not mourn a maybe when God has a yes waiting down the road. And when the time is right, when your soul is ready, that next door will open so wide, so smooth, so easy, you will know that it was heaven all along, saving the best for you. My beloved child, come and sit with me a while. Let me tell you something your soul already knows, but your heart keeps forgetting. Worry is a thief. It is a smooth talking liar that walks with you in the daylight and tucks itself in beside you at night. It whispers in your ear. It gnaws at your belly. It clutches your chest until you can't even breathe easy. Worry will take your joy, your strength, your peace, and leave you empty-handed. But I want you to hear me now. Faith is your weapon. Worry is not your friend. It is not your protector. It is not your preparation. It is the cousin of fear, and fear has no home in a heart made by God. You were not crafted in worry. You were not born of fear. You were shaped by the hands of eternity, molded in hope, kissed by grace, and crowned with courage. You were made to trust. Worry will have you pacing in the middle of the night over things God has already worked out. It will have you replaying conversations, questioning your worth, doubting the very foundation on which you stand. But child, your mind was not made to carry burdens that belong to the Lord. Your spirit was not meant to tremble at every unknown. You were not built to crumble under the weight of what if. Let me tell you what worry does. It halts your progress and muddies your vision. It blinds your eyes to the miracles in front of you and binds your hands from reaching out to receive them. Worry is the fog that comes when you forget who your God is. It is the cloud that covers the sun of faith, trying to convince you that the light has disappeared. But the sun hasn't gone anywhere, baby. It's still shining behind that cloud. And God, the author of your life, the keeper of your soul, is still on his throne. I know it's hard. I know some nights stretch longer than your patience. I know some answers don't come when you call. But hear this truth and let it take root in your bones. Faith is not about seeing. It's about standing. Standing in the dark and still believing the dawn is on its way. Standing in the storm and trusting that peace will come. Standing with tears in your eyes and a song in your heart, because you know the one who promised is faithful. Worry tells you to panic. Faith tells you to pray. Worry tells you to figure it out. Faith reminds you that God already has. Worry screams that you're alone. Faith whispers that you are held by a God who neither sleeps nor slumbers, held by a love that never fails, held by a power that knows no limit. You must make a choice, child. You can't carry both worry and worship in the same heart. One will always silence the other. Will you let worry weigh you down, or will you let faith lift you up? Let me tell you about faith. Faith walks into a room where everything looks wrong and still speaks life. Faith is the hand that reaches for light even when surrounded by shadows. Faith doesn't wait for the waters to part. It steps in and trusts that they will. Faith is a quiet confidence that says, I don't know how, but I know who. And oh, when you choose faith, when you let it rise up in you like a holy fire, you become unstoppable. You become a woman who smiles at the future, even when the present feels uncertain. You become a man who walks forward with purpose, even if every step feels shaky. You become a soul that says, I trust you, God, even here, especially here. Worry is exhausting. It drains you. It robs you of the beauty of now. It keeps your mind locked in battles that haven't even happened, and many never will. But faith restores you. Faith refreshes you like cool water on a weary tongue. Faith doesn't need to know every detail. It just needs to know that God is good. And yes, my dear, God is good. Not just when the blessings are flowing. Not just when the doors swing wide open. He is good even when he is silent. He is good even when the answer is not yet. He is good in the wilderness. He is good in the waiting. He is good when the road is rough and your feet are sore. His goodness does not depend on your circumstances. It is a truth that stands all on its own. So when worry tries to creep in, when it tries to take your joy, your clarity, your rest, I want you to pause. Take a breath and speak faith aloud. Remind yourself who you belong to. Remind your fear that it is not in charge. Say it with me now. I trust you, Lord. I don't know how you'll do it, but I know you will. I believe you are for me, not against me. I believe you go before me. I will not fear. I will not worry. I choose faith. Let those words be your shield. Let them rise from your mouth like a war cry in the face of doubt. Let your faith shout louder than your fear. Because the God who hung the stars is not confused about your life. The God who calms the seas is not worried about your storm. The God who fed the 5,000 is not concerned with your lack. The God who rose from the grave is not intimidated by your obstacles. You are not abandoned. You are not unseen. You are not left to figure it all out on your own. You are covered. You are kept. You are being led by a hand that cannot fail. So lay your worry down, child. Lay it down at the altar. Lay it down at the feet of the one who carries all things with ease. And in its place, pick up faith. Pick up peace. You are not walking this journey alone. You are not fighting battles in the dark. You are not a prisoner of fear. You are a child of the Most High God. And that means, no matter what you face, no matter how heavy the load, you already have the victory. My dear heart, listen to me now. There comes a time in each of our lives when we must learn the art of patience. Not just the patience to wait, but the grace to wait well. To wait with dignity. To wait with trust. To wait with your head high, even when the winds of time blow hard against your faith. Because hear me, baby, God's timing is not your timing, and that is not a flaw. That is a blessing dressed in mystery. You see, we live in a world that moves too fast. We want everything now. We want the answers today, the breakthrough tomorrow, and the miracle by next week. But real life is not a microwave meal, no ma'am. It is a slow-simmered stew. And the things of God, the holy and lasting things, they are not rushed. They take time. Just like a tree doesn't bear fruit the moment it's planted, your blessings, too, need their season to ripen. But oh, how we fuss when it takes too long. We stomp our feet like children, we pout in our prayers. We ask the same questions over and over. Why not yet, Lord? Have you forgotten me? Am I not worthy? But child, no. Don't you dare measure God's love by the ticking of your clock. His delay is not denial. His silence is not absence. And his slowness, if you can call it that, is a sacred protection from what you are not yet ready to handle. God's timing is divine. It is flawless. It is rooted in a wisdom so high, so wide, so deep that you couldn't reach the end of if you tried. He sees what you cannot. He hears conversations you've never been part of. He knows which path will break you and which path will bless you. And so sometimes, yes, he holds back the door. Not because he wants to see you suffer, but because he wants to see you strong. See, the weight is not empty. Oh no, the weight is working on you. It is refining you. It is pruning you like a gardener trims the branches so more fruit can grow. A waiting teaches you to lean not on your own understanding. Waiting teaches your knees to bow. Waiting clears your eyes to see the face of God, not just the hand of God. In the waiting, your roots grow deep. Let me tell you, some of your greatest growth won't happen in the spotlight. It won't come in the open door or the answered prayer. No. It will come in the hallway between the promise and the fulfillment. It will come in the quiet space where you have nothing left but hope and God's word. And child, that is enough. That has always been enough. I remember years ago, I waited on something so dear to me. I waited through tears and through silence and through aging nights. And when it finally came, when the blessing arrived in full bloom, I understood why I had to wait. Had it come a day earlier, I wouldn't have been ready. Had it come in my time, it would have found me too small in spirit to carry its weight. But by God's grace, it came right on time, the divine time, and it fit like a garment tailored just for me. That's what God does. He doesn't just open any door. He opens the right door at the right time. And when that time comes, child, there won't be a soul or situation that can stop it. The door will swing open with a holy ease. You won't have to beg, bargain, or break yourself to walk through it. It will be yours, prepared in the heavens, and sealed with purpose. So don't you rush it. Don't you run ahead of grace. Don't you trade your birthright for a bowl of impatience. The blessing that comes too soon can become a burden. The gift that arrives before its time can wither in your hands. Wait, beloved. Wait in faith. Wait in stillness. Wait with your eyes fixed on the one who holds all time in his hands. And while you wait, live. Don't pause your joy until the door opens. Don't withhold your laughter. Don't freeze your dreams. The waiting season is not a wasteland. It is a workshop. It is a temple where your character is built, where your praise matures, where your soul learns to sing without a spotlight. So sing anyway, dance anyway, love anyway, trust anyway. For every second of waiting is accounted for. Every tear is bottled. Every whispered prayer is heard. And though the vision tarries, though the promise seems slow in coming, it will come, right on time, not early, not late. Just when your spirit is ready, just when your back is strong enough to carry the weight, just when your hands are open and your heart is clear. So rest, child. Rest in the rhythm of heaven. Know that your God is not idle. He is preparing something tailor-made just for you. And when that door opens, it will make sense. All the silence, All the stillness, all the nights you wondered if he had forgotten your name, but he never forgot. He was just getting everything ready for you. And now you're ready too. So stand tall, breathe deep, smile in the waiting, because your blessing is not late. It's simply arriving in God's perfect, poetic, powerful time. Child, let me tell you something that the old mothers and the wise grandfathers knew. Something that time and trouble has tried to steal from your memory. When God opens the door, walk through it with boldness. Not with a shuffle of fear, not with a murmur of doubt, but with a holy confidence in your step and praise on your lips. Because that door, baby, was carved with your name etched into its frame. It was opened by hands scared with love. It was ordained before the earth even knew your footprints. But here's the truth, the tender and trembling truth. Sometimes we hesitate. Sometimes we look at the door wide and waiting and we pause. We freeze. We wonder, am I good enough? Am I strong enough? What if I fail? That voice that once cheered you on begins to whisper against you. Fear steps in with its old tricks and trembling hands. But child, let me wrap you in this truth on. God did not open that door for you to stare at it. He opened it for you to step into it. You've prayed for it, cried for it, waited and worked and worshipped for it. And now, here it is. The opportunity, the healing, the mission, the purpose, the relationship, the calling. And it's not a mistake. It is not a coincidence. It is divine alignment. And yet, too many of us let the open door intimidate us rather than inspire us. You must know this: when God opens a door, it may not always look like what you imagined. It might not shine the way you thought it would. It might creak when you push it open. The hallway behind it may be dim at first, and the path ahead may be unfamiliar. But still, go through it. Don't wait for the applause. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until all your fears pack their bags and leave. Because they won't, baby. You have to go with fear in your pocket and courage in your chest. The lion inside you doesn't need a roar to be powerful. It just needs a reason. And God has given you a reason. He opened the door. That's the sign. That's the seal. That's all the validation you'll ever need. And oh, how you'll grow once you walk through it. You see, the blessing isn't just in the destination. It's in the becoming. The person you become when you obey, when you trust, when you take that trembling step forward. That's when your faith muscles stretch. That's when your wings get strong. That's when you realize you were never walking alone. Because God, sweet child, doesn't open doors and leave you to figure it out. No, He walks with you. He goes before you. He holds the handle with one hand and your heart with the other. He doesn't just lead you through. He lifts you, supports you, carries you when your legs get weary. But you must walk. You must move. You must stop treating yourself like an imposter in your own blessing. That promise was made for you. That opportunity was crafted for you. That seat at the table, it has your name on it. And nobody, I mean nobody, can take what God has given you if you are bold enough to claim it. Now, don't be surprised if the door comes with opposition. Don't think the enemy won't notice when you rise. Doors that matter often come with resistance. But that resistance is not a sign to turn back. It is a sign to press forward. It means the territory beyond the door is rich. It means purpose lives there. It means legacy is waiting for your arrival. You've come too far to back down now. You've weathered storms, survived heartbreak, battled through confusion, and endured the silence. And you did not do all that just to stand at the threshold and wonder if you belong. You belong. You were made for this. Fashioned in grace and fortified in fire. And don't you worry if you feel small. If the door feels too big, the room too grand. God's strength will make up the difference. He doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And you, child, are called. Called to rise, called to walk, called to lead, called to heal, called to shine. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and the next level of your life is your own hesitation. So put down the fear. Let go of the excuses. Don't delay your destiny another day. Step into it, even if your voice shakes, even if your knees knock, even if you have to walk slow at first. Just walk. The ground will rise to meet you. The light will break through the cracks. The peace will find you as you move. And if you fall, if you stumble, if you falter, don't be ashamed. That's part of the journey. Every great soul I've known has tripped a time or two. But they got up. And you will too. Because the same God who opened the door will give you the strength to walk through it again and again, until you've claimed every inch of your promised land. So lift your head, straighten your back, square your shoulders and take that step. You have nothing to prove, only something to walk into. The door is open. The way is clear. Your God is faithful. Now go on, child. Walk through it.